Hey, what up, what up, what up? The Lesson Flow Sports Show coming to you live every Saturday at 1 p.m. All right. So I have a little technical difficulties with not technical difficulties, but my partner Les may or may not be on the show. I'm hoping that he will be. We'll have to wait and see. Apparently his girlfriend's vehicle caught on fire. So I think she's okay. I think he just went over there to help her out and help her take care of this thing. But hopefully he's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. They get this taken care of. But my partner Les is occupied at this time helping his girlfriend with that car issue. So my thoughts go out to him. Hopefully he's able to take care of that. Maybe he'll jump on the show later. Maybe he won't. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see what happens. All right. So here we are. We're on the Lesson Flow Sports Show. It's just me going solo right now. Hopefully we have our guest coming on soon. Professional boxer Daniel Bailey. Will hopefully be on the show a little later on. And we'll pull him in. I'll pull him in as soon as he comes on, or pretty soon after. He's a boxer. I think he fights out of Florida, Miami, I believe. But he's up and coming. You saw our promos. You saw his last fight. He ended it pretty quick in the first round. He's doing really well. I believe he's 5-0 with 4 knockouts. So he's really doing well. And so I am looking forward to talking to him. So today on the Lesson Flow Sports Show, we're going to talk a little bit about the NBA playoffs. Of course, that's what's going on right now. We're going to probably going to make our predictions on who's more likely to be upset as far as the NBA playoffs. What's the likely upset? We're not going to debate the Lakers and the Suns necessarily as far as an upset, because usually when you think about an upset, you think about the lower seed beating the higher seed, and we all know that the Lakers are kind of even though they're a lower seed, LeBron has been hurt, and so he's coming back, and so AD's been hurt as well, and so anyway, yeah. So we're not going to list that as an upset, because the Lakers and the Suns, a lot of people are picking that as an upset. So we're going to have to. I might talk about it the other way, as far as an upset, the Suns beating the Lakers, because that, according to most people, that would be the upset right there, is the Suns beating the Lakers. But we may talk that way. But me and Les, hopefully if Les is able to come on the show, he will come on and give his predictions as far as who is going to be the most likely upset in the NBA playoffs. All right, the Lesson Flow Sports Show right here, coming to you 1 p.m. Like I said before, my partner Les is having some issues. His girlfriend, his car caught on fire. So hopefully, I know that she's okay from what I understand, but he's over there helping her out deal with that issue that happened. So hopefully everything turns out all right with them. All right, so I had a boxing question, a boxing trivia for some of you guys out there that know about boxing, because we had our guest, and now he's telling me that he's having issues logging on. He doesn't have his computer with him. So let me just text him real quick. All right, and we'll see if he's able to jump on. If he's able to jump on, we'll get him on as soon as we can. But here's our boxing trivia for the day. Who is the youngest world champion? The youngest world champion in boxing history. Who is that? Who is the youngest world champion in boxing history? So that's a good trivia question. Some of you boxing fans out there might or may not know that. I'm sure if you Google it, you're going to end up knowing it. But that's a question out there they're going to put out there. I was going to ask my partner, since he's a Lakers fan, Les. I was going to ask him about the game with him and the Warriors. That was a closer game than a lot of people thought. LeBron made a three-pointer at the end, which a lot of people are saying it was a little bit of luck. Could have been a little bit of luck because the shot clock was running down, so he had to put it up no matter what. He had to put it up, but he did make the shot. Still a minute left, so it's not necessarily a game winner. But I was going to talk to my brother, my partner Les, because he got poked in the eye. Oh, LeBron got poked in the eye there, and for some reason he gets poked in the eye, and we all kind of saw that on the replay. He did get poked in the eye. For some reason, he starts holding his head and holding his knee, and he's rolling around. I was going to ask him if LeBron's being a little bit of a drama queen there. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't think he would like that, but I don't know how he got poked in the eye, and then he's holding his head and his knee and rolling around in pain. So that was a little bit odd that how he hurt his knee by getting poked in the eye. But we all know that sometimes he can be a little bit of a drama queen or king, however you want to say that. We don't want to offend anybody, and so as far as politically, this is a lesson flow sports show, and we just talk sports without the politics. So we try to stay away from the politics altogether. Just make fun, talk trash, and things like that. But I did also hear that LeBron, it wasn't LeBron, but it was put out on another sports show that LeBron is basically playing on one leg, is what they're saying. Maybe put out, seems like it was put out by one of his partners and his business partners, Maverick Carter, put out that LeBron James was playing basically on one leg. And so I was like, I think that it sounds like they're putting in a built-in excuse for LeBron that if he loses, if he doesn't go to the championship or something, he's got that. He's already put out that excuse. Hey, I was playing on one leg. So I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of a built-in excuse. I'm not sure. But at this point, I don't know. Maybe they're just setting the tone for possibly an excuse if they lose in the playoffs. So, hey, this is Lesson Flow Sports Show. My partner Les is out right now. He, for some of you who maybe just jumped on, my partner Les, his girlfriend's car caught on fire. Yes, it did. She's apparently okay, but he's over there helping her deal with this issue with her car catching on fire. So that's why my partner Les is not on the show today. Unfortunately, he may jump on if he gets time, if he's able to get that situated. But this happened just, I'm not gonna say minutes, but less than an hour before the show. So this happened where my partner Les's girlfriend's car caught on fire. So I'm here by myself right now trying to hold it down. We'll talk a little bit of playoffs, NBA playoffs, and see if we have any upsets out there. Who thinks is the biggest upset? I did have a poll on the Lesson Flow Sports Show group app or group page. I did have a poll on there who thought, and it was kind of a tie for several people. So let me see if I can pull it up, the actual poll. Let's see here. So we had the poll, and let's see, what was the poll? We had two people said the Wizards would upset the 76ers. In our little poll that we have, two people said that it was the Bucks and the Heat, and then other people were the Nuggets and the Blazers. No one voted for the Celtics to upset the Nets. No one voted for the Grizzlies to upset the Jazz. So it's kind of a tie. We only had 6 people vote on that, but we're going to talk about that soon. The sports trivia. Anybody knows? See if they know this question. Who is the youngest world champion in boxing history? The youngest world champion in boxing history. So if you know that, put it in the chat there and in the comments. And maybe you're correct. Don't look it up. Don't Google it. Also, another interesting thing. There's a spring league, football spring league. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of this. Apparently, Fox Sports 1 is going to be airing some of these football games. So it's a new spring league. It's almost like what would you call it? Kind of I don't know if experimental, but kind of like the G League is for the NBA, and it's called the spring league. And they're going to have 8. Apparently, they have 8 teams, and they're going to do kind of a round robin on this spring league. I just want to know what some of you guys thought about that. The different teams. Here are the names of the teams. In the north, you have the Alphas, the Aviators, the Conquerors, Linemen. The Linemen, that's kind of an odd one. In the South, you have the Blues, the Generals, the Jousters, and the Sea Lions. I saw a game this weekend. It wasn't too bad. It was a pretty decent game. When I saw look at the Spring League, it was a decent game. They're going to play a round robin, and then they're going to have like a championship, maybe a semi-abbreviated playoffs. So let me know what you guys think about the Spring League. Interesting. It's got a lot of those players are prospects for the NFL and some of the CFL. There'll be scouts for both leagues there at those games. And if you look at Fox Sports 1, you're going to be able to see some of those shows or some of those football games being played. They weren't too bad. They actually have to pay, the players have to pay $2,000 in order to play in that league for some reason. It used to be they pay them, but now it got so popular that they're paying for their room and board. And so that's kind of the Spring League itself. They pay $2,000, but if they were professionals already, if they had played in the NFL or something like that, then they were waive that fee. But the Spring League, tell me what you think about that. It's a new, well, not new. I think it's been around since 2017, but it's newly starting to come on TV on Fox Sports 1. They got a contract with them to play the Spring League. So let me know what you think about that. I don't see my person coming in for the interview. Daniel Bailey is supposed to come on as a professional. He's a professional boxer. He's 5-0 with 4 knockouts. Let me see if I can bring on that footage of him. Let's see here. I might freeze up for just a second. Some of you may have seen this in the promos. Let's see here. All right, so that was Daniel Bailey. His last fight. I don't know his opponent. I didn't get that down, but that was his last fight. He finished him off in the first minute of the first round. I don't know if it was like 37 seconds or something like that. That was pretty impressive by Daniel Bailey. He's having some technical issues as well, so it's just me right now. I wasn't planning on being by myself, but that's what it is. What it is. We may have an abbreviated show today without my partner Les. But anyway, let's see what we got here. All right. So my brother Les is not on the show. He's not coming on yet. Hopefully he will soon. All right. This is a Lesson Flow Sports Show. Let's see what's going on here. Let's go ahead and get this trivia question out of the way. Since I'm here all alone, my partner Les is having some issues taking care of his girlfriend with their car. If you've heard earlier on the show. But who was the youngest world champion in boxing history? He was 17 years old, and that was Wilfredo Benitez. Wilfredo Benitez. That's the answer to that trivia question for the boxing trivia. We had a guest coming on, so it seems like he's not gonna be able to be here. I'm not sure. He's having some technical difficulties trying to get on the show. So if anybody else message me on, if anybody else wants to be on the show, that's something I'll try out. Send me a message on Messenger, and I will put you on the show. If you want to answer some of these questions, if you want to participate in the NBA playoffs, what's going to be your prediction for the most likely upset, or who do you think is going to be upset in the NBA playoffs? So give me a message on Facebook Messenger. If you want to jump on the show, I was expecting a guest, Daniel Bailey, a boxer, professional boxer, who is having technical difficulties. I was expecting my partner Les to be on the show as well. And he's having difficulties with his girlfriend's vehicle catching on fire. So it's just me right now. I'm going to go ahead and put in my predictions as far as the NBA playoffs. Let me see here. So, as far as the NBA playoffs, we have of course, the 76ers and the Wizards playing each in the East. the Nets and the Celtics, the Bucks and the Heat, and the Knicks and the Hawks in the East. And then in the West, we have the Jazz and the Grizzlies, the Warriors. The Grizzlies just won last night. The Suns versus the Lakers, Nuggets versus the Trailblazers, and the Clippers versus the Mavericks. So that is the playoffs as it stands, and that's what we're going to look at. And like I said, an upset is typically when the lower seed beats the higher seed. The Lakers and the Suns, a lot of people are already picking that as an upset, somewhat of an upset, because we know the AD and LeBron have been hurt, so they dropped. The Lakers kind of dropped into the playing games, even though most likely they would not have been in those playing games if both LeBron and AD had not been hurt and lost a lot of time playing. So that's somewhat of a anomaly as far as what you would consider an upset. But a lot of people are picking the Lakers to upset the Suns. Just to touch on that, I don't know, and I think the Suns might give the Lakers a game. I mean, if the Suns end up beating the Lakers, that's going to be an upset for sure. Because, like I said, a lot of people are picking the Lakers to win. They're picking the Lakers to go all the way. So several upsets, so to speak, if you want to look at it that way, because they are a number 7 seed. But they would actually probably be the lowest seed to ever win the championship if they go on and win the NBA championship as a 7 seed. I think the Houston Rockets were the last team to do that. So we'll talk a little bit that. I'm going to make my pick here soon. I've been kind of debating back and forth who I was going to pick as far as being the actual upset of the NBA playoffs. This is the Less Than Flow Sports Show. I'm here by myself. My partner Les has been occupied helping out his girlfriend with her vehicle that has caught on fire, and now he's helping her out. I'm here today. I'm not wearing my cowboy gear today. I'm wearing the Texas Tech Red Raiders today. And this is not a Mahomes jersey, but it is his number. I saw this jersey, so just because it had his number, I had to get it. But this is my Red Raider jersey that I'm wearing today. Not a Mahomes, but it is his number, so I put it on, supporting the Red Raiders, Texas Tech Red Raiders out there. Get your guns up out there if you're a Red Raider fan. And I'm looking forward to that football season coming up soon, hopefully. And so let's see. Let's go with I'm going to do my pick. I'm going to do my pick as far as upset. I'm going to give you my top 2 upsets of the NBA playoffs. Here we go. So I went back and forth on these. I looked at a lot of the key players, some of the injuries that went on. I almost no. I almost went with the Suns to beat the Lakers as far as an upset, because we all know that the Lakers are kind of an anomaly that they're number 7, as we talked about earlier. So I almost picked the Suns to upset the Lakers. I'll be probably cheering for the Suns to beat the Lakers, but if LeBron and AD are both playing, I just don't see that happening. I don't see the Suns defeating them. I think the Lakers are going to overpower them, and I just don't see them losing that series. It may end up going 7, the Suns and the Lakers, and so we'll see what happens. But I don't think that the Suns are going to win that game. I think my first pick, I think, for an upset in the NBA playoffs, I'm going to go with the Trailblazers over the Nuggets. The Trailblazers over the Nuggets. That's what I think I'm going to go with. In the West, I don't know. I just think Damian Lillard is going to have a great game. CJ McCollum, he is, averages 23 points a game. Norman Powell, their small forward, averages 18 points a game. Robert Covington is their power forward. Then they have their center Nurkic, and I think the X factor for that game, for the Trailblazers series, to beat the Nuggets is going to be Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is going to have to come in, and he's been averaging 13 points a game so far, but he's going to have to come in and really, really, really score big off the bench. I think Carmelo Anthony can have a good series that the Trailblazers can upset the Nuggets. I know that the Nuggets have the Joker on their team, and that's going to be kind of hard to overcome. The Nikola Jokic, he averages 26 points, 8 assists, and 10 rebounds per game. He averages a double-double. So it will be a tough task. I just have a good feeling that the Blazers are gonna have a good series, and I think they may upset the Nuggets in that series. We'll see. I think if the key is for the Trailblazers to win Game 1, they have to defeat. They have to win one of those first two games. Game 1 would be ideal, but if they win one of the first two games, that would be the best case scenario to win one of those first two games. But the best case would be if they win that first game. So that's kind of my the one I was tossing around as far as an upset, and then the other one, for some reason, I didn't want to pick them because I looked at both teams and the Bucks really do look good. The Bucks and the Heat. Antetokounmpo is playing well. He's had I think a knee issue earlier in the season. Chris Middleton had an ankle issue not too long ago. But they're healthy now, it appears. And then they got Drew Holiday, who's their point guard, averaging 17 points. They have Brook Lopez in the middle to kind of clog up the middle. He averages 12 points. He does pretty well in the middle. And I didn't even realize his brother. I guess I did, but I didn't really think about it that much. But his brother Antetokounmpo Giannis plays for the Bucks as well. He's more of a role player on that team. But it's interesting that they have two Antetokounmpos on the same team. But they're going to be versus the Heat. The Heat last year, if y'all remember in the bubble, the Heat made it to the championship versus the Lakers. My only trepidation about the Heat is that Victor Oladipo is out. Victor Oladipo is out, and that's my only trepidation with them because he was a big part of their offense. He was a big part of what they did. And that's my only trepidation. I think Jimmy Butler's going to have to step up. He's been averaging 21 points a game, almost 7 rebounds, and has 7 assists. Jimmy Butler's going to have a big series. Trevor Ariza is going to have to pick it up a little bit as he's averaging about 9 points a game, about 5 rebounds. And Bam Adebayo, he's going to have a big game. I think he leads the league in blocks, or he's one of the league leaders in blocks. He's going to have a big game as far as playing defense. He averages almost a double-double, 18 points a game and 9 rebounds a game. He's going to have a big game. Bam Adebayo will have to have a big game. Andrew Iguodala is going to have to contribute more. And I think Goran Dragic might be the X factor there on that series for the Heat. At one time, he was a 20-plus point average scorer. Goran Dragic has been averaging 13 points a game as of late. So I think that's going to be the other possible upset for me is that the Heat is going to go in there and I believe the Heat and the Bucks are playing as we speak. Let me see if I have a score. They're playing as we speak. It's 13-8 right now. The Heat are leading, so my prediction looks pretty good right now. But that's very early in the first half. But I think the Heat are going to have the best chance against the Bucks. They don't have a lot of size, but they do have Adebayo in the middle. He's a smaller guy for a center, but he's pretty good. I mean, he does pretty good in defense. If they had Victor Oladipo, I would really feel confident about that Heat prediction. But that's just my pick. I think that Antetokounmpo has a lot to prove in the playoffs. He's kind of been, struggled in the playoffs. As far as they've been able to play him well in the playoffs, make him a jump shooter and things like that, and play him on defense. He's not a great jump shooter. He's improved quite a bit on both his jump shooting and his three-point shooting, but he's not consistent there. And Chris Middleton's going to have a great series if they want to win that series. But I think the Heat have a really good chance of upsetting the Bucks. And if the Bucks end up losing that series, man, I think that that's going to be a really devastating for the Bucks organization. I think that they may. I mean, Antetokounmpo may ask for a trade. I mean, if they get taken out in the first round as a number 3 seed, I think they've been the number 1 or 2 seed the last couple of years, and now the number 3 seed and they get ousted in the first. That will be a big blow to the Bucks and to Antetokounmpo's legacy or future legacy. So I predict the Heat and the Bucks. That could be an upset for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you think there's another upset that you like better, I just don't see the 76ers beating the Wizards beating the 76ers. I don't see that. I think the 76ers have too much firepower. They got just too many people that can hurt you. Joel Embiid's been playing well. They also have Dwight Howard there playing with the 76ers. Ben Simmons has been playing well. Shake Middleton, Seth Curry, he's got to have a good series, but I just think the 76ers are too much for the Wizards in the end over a 7-game series. And then number one versus I just can't see the Jazz being upset by the Grizzlies. Even though Ja Morant has been playing well, he played well the last 2 games, getting them to the playoffs. Ja Morant has played really well. He's going to be a great player in the future. And so I just can't see the 1-8. So that was my best pick, is the Bucks and the Heat, or the Heat over the Bucks, and the Blazers possibly over the Nuggets. Those are my 2 picks. Let's see. We got another trivia question. This one might be an easy one for you guys. It doesn't look like my... Oh, I had some background music. There we go. But anyway, let's see here. My trivia question for today. We're going to do an NBA one. This might be an easy one for you guys. Some of you have been who are pretty good. This might not be too much of a difficult one. We'll see. Who is the only player to average 12 or more assists in the NBA Finals? 12 or more assists in the NBA Finals. There's only one player that's done that in the entire final. This is only the finals. We're talking about just the finals, NBA Finals. So, who do you think? Put that in the comments. Let me know what you think. See what you think the answer is. I'll give it out in just a second. All right, this Les and Flo Sports Show. It's just me, no less today. Unfortunately, my friend Les is tied up with a little accident with his girlfriend having her car catch on fire. So unfortunately, that's what happened, and it's just me for today. So a little awkward for me, and then my guest doesn't look like he's able to come on, Daniel Bailey. So that's the way it is. Daniel Bailey was a professional boxer. He's up and coming. I believe he's in the featherweight division. He's 5-0 and 4 knockouts. I think he's gonna have a good chance. Daniel Bailey's gonna have a good chance at a title in the future sometime. He has a great from the last 2 fights that I saw, that he's really hurt his opponents with that left hand, a left hook, overhand left, or whatever you want to call it. Seems like a pretty good counterpuncher from what I've seen from him. But he's up and coming. We're going to have him on the show. He's having technical difficulties, so we weren't able to have Daniel Bailey on the show. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to make it. We're already about 30 minutes into the show, and my guest, Daniel Bailey, is not going to make it, I don't think, because I have not seen him jump on the live. But anybody else want to jump on the live, let me know. I'll send you the link. Let you jump on the lives. Let me know your NBA. Who you think might be an upset in the NBA. Let me know why. You want to talk a little boxing? You want to talk a little NFL? We can do that as well. Just let me know. This is a Les and Flo Sports Show. You can see us on YouTube and on our Facebook group page. Unfortunately, my brother Les is occupied doing some things, if you've heard in the live show. So for me, it's a little disappointing season for me. The Spurs are out, unfortunately. To me, I think it may be time to get rid of Popovich, to me, as far as the Spurs is concerned. He's a little too rigid. He doesn't want to change with the times. He doesn't like the three-pointer. He's not a big three-pointer guy. And, I mean, the whole league, half the league is about three-pointers. And sometimes you just got to change with the times. He's just been too rigid. And he's been able to do that, with the players he's had. When he had Ginobili and Duncan and Tony Parker, he was able to kind of, they bought into what Popovich was selling, and he was able to use those guys. But now, I think Popovich, I don't know, his time might be done with the Spurs. He doesn't want to. He thinks it's a system, but he's got to adjust to what the NBA is doing these days. The NBA is about 3-point shooting right now, a lot of athleticism, a lot of up and down the court, and Popovich is kind of stuck in his ways. And so, I don't know, maybe we should move on from Popovich, is what I'm saying. it definitely hurt us when Kawhi Leonard left the Spurs. That was kind of our future star once Duncan was going to retire. So yeah, the Spurs are out, unfortunately. But maybe Popovich should be on his way out. I'm not sure. I'm still debating that as far as that goes. But let me know your NBA. Put it in the comments. Let me know your NBA upsets. I think the Suns have a really good chance to upset the Lakers. I don't know. I just think they have a really good chance. They have a home field advantage, or home court advantage, sorry. And I think they have a good chance of upsetting the Lakers. That's just me. Even though they're the higher seed. It's because LeBron and AD were hurt, of course. So let me know what you think. Listen Flow Sports Show. This show is I'm gonna probably wrap it up for today. It's just me today instead of my friend Les. Like I said, I told you earlier what happened to him. And sorry about the show. I wasn't anticipating not having any guests. I wasn't anticipating not having any co-hosts. But the Lesson Flow Sports Show, continue to help us out. Give us a chance. I appreciate everybody on Lesson Flow Sports Show Facebook group page. I appreciate everybody who's joined that page. Please go on there and comment. Drop some good articles about sports. You're welcome to put stuff on there about sports. I think anybody can post on there. Make comments on any of the posts that we put up. Put up anything you want. We'll talk about anything. We like talking about boxing. I'm not a big baseball fan or baseball expert, so to speak. But we can talk about that. Post whatever you need we're the Lesson Flow Sports Show. We just want to talk about sports, have fun talking sports. We don't want to involve any politics. That's just who we are. Look us up on YouTube as well. Lesson Flow Sports Show on YouTube. I think we got 8 subscribers over there. Not too many, but I think on Facebook we got 54, 55 in the group. So I appreciate all the guys that have jumped on. And hopefully maybe next time we'll have Daniel Bailey. I'm not sure. Hopefully we can get him to come on maybe the next show. We're going to have some more guests on in the near future. This is Lesson Flow Sports Show. Thanks for those who joined in. I appreciate you. Go ahead and drop comments in there if you watch this show on the repeat, watch the recording. Hey, drop some comments in there. Let us know what you think of some of these topics. And we appreciate you joining in with us on the Lesson Flow Sports Show. We thank you for all the people who have joined in. Oh, hang on a second. Give me just 1 second. Yeah. All right. So thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. Let's Flow Sports Show. We're just going to cut this one short since it's just me. And I wasn't anticipating this. But well, it happens sometimes. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep doing these sports shows and keep trying to improve, trying to get better. Give us some comments. Let us know what you think. Hey, I'm welcome to constructive criticism as well. It just happens that Les had pulled away with an accident, and my guest wasn't able to come on. And so it just happens. Things like that happen. We're just going to deal with it. But hopefully next time you'll come on the Lesson Flow Sports Show, and we'll be able to have you on and have my partner back, and it'll get better as we go. Thanks for joining in. Lesson Flow Sports Show. Take care. God bless. We'll talk to you next time.